Okay, so this is part 2 of talking about what happens during your first colon hydrotherapy session. Part 1, I showed you the room and I talked a little bit about digestion and showed you the digestive system picture that was on the wall. And then when I tried to turn around to my front camera, I stopped recording. So here we are. This is Kate talking about colon hydrotherapy. So this right here behind me is the instrument that's used for colon hydrotherapy. We practice with, this is a closed system. There's 2 different options when you're getting colon hydrotherapy. There's the closed system and the open system, and this is the closed system. So what happens during the colon hydrotherapy session is I control the temperature of the water and the pressure of the water. The temperature, the safe range of temperature is 85 to 104 degrees. I keep mine between 90 and 100. The cooler temperatures are really good for getting those muscles contracting to get, your body pushing things out. And then the warmer temperatures are more soothing and breaks things up a little better, so it all comes out nice and flaky and small and fits in the tube. So I'll show you right here. This is the pack that we have for each person, our disposable tubes and speculum. The speculum, as you see right there, is a little bit daunting at first. I completely understand. This part right here, which is about as long as my thumb and about as big around as my thumb, that's what's being inserted into your rectum. That happens at the very beginning. It's scary, I understand, for someone who's never had colon hydrotherapy before, but I promise you it's not as bad as you think it's gonna be. So then this smaller tube right here that's in here comes from right back here, and that's where the water comes in. And then the bigger tube right here fits on right here, and that's where the water goes out. This tube right here is where you'll see everything that comes out, all of the waste, all of the interesting stuff. And then it goes right down the drain. The water that's coming out back here it comes in through, just the regular water line. We use triple filtered water. We have 2 big filtration systems on the other side of this wall here. And then there's a 3rd filtration system right here for cold and hot water. And then the instrument regulates that temperature based on what I tell it to do. So the smaller tube fits right on here, and the water is constantly flowing. And then the bigger tube, after this obturator comes off, you can see, I'm not going to take this out of the package because I don't want to waste this one. Once that obturator comes off, this bigger tube fits right on there. And so when we're not doing a fill, the water is just circulating right through that tube. And then when we do a fill, I can either use this little lever right here to stop the water flow, or and then once that lever goes down and I stop that water flow, then the water is going in. And so that's a fill. And then once I move that lever back up and the water is flowing through the instrument, that's when we release. So a colonic is a series of fills and releases. As I said, I control the pressure of that the water is flowing. I am not power washing your colon. This is a very gentle experience. The water is going in and the water is flowing right back out. And as the water goes in, it stimulates those muscles to start contracting in your colon and get things moving out. The introduction of water to your colon also stimulates your liver to release bile, and that bile travels through your whole intestines and get things flowing and moving and on their way out. And then a 3rd thing that happens when we fill your colon with water is that your colon is going to absorb some of the water. And so that water that's absorbed gives your whole body a nice great big drink of water and keeps you nice and hydrated. There's no, so a lot of people think that it's gonna hurt. Nothing that we do in the colon hydrotherapy room should hurt. Not everything is the most comfortable thing in the world. I understand with the insertion of a tube, and also as those muscles start contracting, you may feel a little bit of crampiness, but nothing should be painful. So that's something that usually eases people's mind is when I tell them that if anything hurts, we're gonna stop. So during the colon hydrotherapy session, you get a series of fills and releases. When you release the stool or the waste, it does come through the tube and it goes right through here. And again, you see it before it goes down the drain. And then when we're finished with the session, we remove the tubes. I get the tubes in the trash can and me out the door. And then you are welcome to climb down off the table and get on the toilet. And most of the time people release a significant amount there as well. So if you have any other questions about colon hydrotherapy, I'm happy to ask them. You can comment on this video and I'll make another video answering all of the questions that I get. Thank you for joining me today. And I think that's about it. Remember that, you know, self-care is more than just taking care of your emotional self, it's taking care of your physical self as well. And that is why I practice colon hydrotherapy. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.